guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Kiana and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to transform some old not so cute clothes into some new cuter clothes. Personally, I have a lot of clothes from high school that aren't trendy anymore. I didn't really want to just throw away those old clothes or donate them and then have to buy a bunch of new clothes because that can be really expensive and I don't want to do that. I would say that these clothing transformations are probably at an intermediate level just because there is some sewing involved. So there is a little bit of skill required. It's nothing crazy. I kept it kind of simple. I could do some crazy transformations if you want. I probably will, but today we're not doing that. So anyways, I came up with 3 looks for you guys and I hope you enjoy them. Or better yet, try them out. So let's just get started. Okay, look number 1. I'm starting with a gray flared dress that I absolutely hate and I'm gonna make it into a bodysuit. So I'm just folding it in half on the center fold because that's a lot more precise if you cut things on the center fold so it's not uneven on each side. And I'm using an old bodysuit to help me figure out where to cut and sew everything. Something to know is the gray dress is sleeveless, so the sleeves, like the armhole, goes lower than the bodycon dress, and I'm not even going to try to change that because it fits me well up there and I don't really want to start messing with the armholes because that's a little bit challenging. So I'm just going to touch everything from the armhole down. I'm using the bodysuit as a template for where I'm going to cut and sew for the side seams. And I'm just marking that with some tailor's chalk. Honestly, you don't have to mark it. You can just freehand cut it unless you don't trust yourself like me. And then after the hips, I'm just going to go straight down. I don't want to mess with the underwear part of it yet because it's a lot to do at once. And honestly, you can leave it like this too. If you want a bodycon dress, just go straight down with your cutting line and it'll end up being a bodycon dress. So I'm just cutting it and then I'm going to sew right here along these side seams. I am personally using a serger because I have one of those. If you don't have a serger though, you need to use the zigzag stitch on your sewing machine because you're doing it on a knit fabric and it stretches. And this is just me showing you what a zigzag stitch would look like on some scrap fabric. It's important to use a zigzag stitch because if you don't use a stretch stitch, then your stitching could break. And then this is what it would look like if you just wanted to keep it as a bodycon dress. Cute, 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 but not me. I want a bodysuit. So I'm gonna keep going. Again, I'm folding it on the center front fold line, whatever, and making that nice and smooth. And then I'm gonna use my bodysuit again as a template. Right now, I'm just gonna cut out both layers the shape as the back underwear line, I guess. I don't know what to call this, the back underwear line, because the front underwear line is a lot smaller. So I'm just cutting them both as if they're the back, obviously leaving some seam allowance. Yay, and then I unfolded it. I'm pinching the front center seam only now and folding that in half, putting the back side out of the way. And then again, I'm going to put that old bodysuit over it to give me a template for the front underwear. And then I'm just going to cut that out as well, following the template. Then I'm just checking to make sure it looks right, like it would fit a human being, and it does. So now everywhere that we just cut, you want to fold it in about 1/2 inch or 5/8 of an inch and just sew that down, just so that there are no raw edges, and just go all the way around the entire thing. I'm pressing it with an iron just so it stays in place and it makes it a lot easier to do, so I recommend doing that. And I'm using a cover stitch machine. Again, you probably don't have a cover stitch machine because if you did, you wouldn't be watching this video probably. So if you don't have a cover stitch machine, use the zigzag stitch on your sewing machine so that it can stretch with your body. Because if you use a regular straight stitch, it's just not gonna work. And now I'm showing you how I would do that with a zigzag stitch. And honestly, I probably would use a zigzag stitch anyways, I should have. It just stretches a lot better. And then last thing is just sewing snaps onto the crotch, and just so you can get it over your body and keep it on your body. And then that's it. After that, you are done. You have a bodysuit. So this is the before Not cute. And this is the after, and it fits me perfectly. I have a really long torso, so I can never find bodysuits that fit. But yeah, I'm really happy. Super cute. Okay, look number 2. I'm starting with this pink sweater that I thrifted forever ago and I haven't worn in 2 years because it's weird. So I'm just gonna cut off the sleeves and the collar to have a nice clean base to start with, and then surprise, surprise, folding it on the center front. Now I'm measuring how wide it is up at the top. It's 5 inches wide, meaning you can get about 20 inches of fabric since it's, you know, folded in 4 layers. And that's gonna be the waist. So the waist would be about 20 inches. Obviously, I don't have a 20-inch waist. Mine is 25 inches. And that's fine because the fabric is so stretchy. As long as you have about 75% of what your actual natural waist is, it's gonna fit you fine. And then I'm cutting from the hips up to the waist in like kind of a curve. You can use a straight line because it's so stretchy, just so it fits the shape of your body. I'm measuring what the waist would be. It's 10.5 inches. So I'm gonna make a waistband that fits that. I'm using the sleeve that we cut off earlier. You want to use obviously the longer end. And now I'm just going to measure how wide that actually is. It needs to be 10.5 times 2. So mine actually does fit into that length. If your sleeve is too short and you have a wider waist measurement on your skirt than that, you can just stitch together both sleeves so you can get that wider measurement. Now I'm just cutting along one of the ribbed lines so it will be straight to get my waistband. Now back to the skirt, I'm just sewing up the side seams using a serger. Again, use a zigzag stitch if you don't have one. And now this is the waistband. Fold your waistband hamburger style and sew it up so that you end up having this little loop here. Then I'm taking the waistband again, putting that seam on the inside, and then sewing up the long edge so that there are no more raw edges on that waistband. Okay, and then after that we're going to attach the waistband to the skirt. So just attach the waistband to the skirt and sew on there. Make sure the waistband is attaching to the right side of the skirt body so that the seams are all on the inside when you wear the skirt, obviously. But then after that, you are done. That one was super simple. And then here's the before. I truly would not wear this. And then here's the after. I really like the new like knitted skirt trend. And I like the length of it a lot. You can obviously just cut it shorter if you want it shorter, but yeah. Okay, number 3, last one. Sorry, I don't have a before shot or me cutting this line because I'm awful. I'm sorry, my bad. Calm down, it's fine. So what you want to do is cut from the underarms and across to the top over the bust area. I just curved it a little bit just so it could, you know, cover your bust. And then after that, I am going to take in the side seams because up there over the bust it is too wide because it needs to be tight as a tube top. So I'm just folding it in half, measuring how wide that is. It's 7.5 inches, which times 4 is 30 inches. And that's too wide for me because I need it to be about 28, 27 inches to really fit tight over the bust. So I'm just taking an inch off, which is 4 inches total, and cutting that, and then I'm going to sew the new side seams. Using the serger, you can use a zigzag stitch, and then I'll be good. Obviously sew both sides because that's important. And then after that, you got almost a tube top. I'm going to turn it inside out, and remember we cut that curve before so it could cover more of the bust. We don't want it to curve up like that in the back. We actually want it to curve down. So I'm just taking it, opening it up, and then I'm going to cut it in a curve down in the back. Not a really drastic curve, just very slight so it doesn't look weird. It's probably only an inch off at the very back, but there you go. Then we're just going to hem the top of it. I'm going to press it with an iron so it stays in place while I sew it. I'm going to use a cover stitch machine to hem it. I would use a zigzag stitch if I were you. And honestly, the zigzag stitch kind of works better for this, so you're in luck anyways. And I'm just going all the way around the top hem. And then after that, you're done. That one's really simple. And this is the after. Again, I don't have the before. I'm sorry, I'm awful. But yeah, super cute. And it's really easy to do. Thanks for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed the 3 looks and one kind of bonus look that I included. I hope you try them out and you save some money transforming your old clothes. Thank you for watching the video. Bye!